How you doing?
We're still on lockdown, but we have some good news. We're going to enter the Maelstrom for the fourth time, and we have more suggestions for you to binge watch. The Amazon Prime suggestions and the Netflix suggestions.
The Amazon Prime and the Netflix not Prime.
That's correct. All right, so my name is Louis Matos. I am the mustache. Go ahead.
I'm Junior Figueroa. I am the beard.
Yes, and so we're gonna be starting off with some really good content, hopefully, that you will enjoy.
If you watch these shows and you love them, we're more than willing to take the credit. If you watch these shows and you hate them, it ain't our fault. Blame the producer.
Yeah. All right. But we happen to like all of these shows. The ones that I'm going to be, I'm not even sure what you're going to be talking about. But the ones that I am suggesting are the ones that I've watched and enjoyed.
Same here. Same here. Everything that I'm suggesting, I have seen. I have seen myself, and I enjoyed them, and that's why I'm suggesting it to you.
So if there's anything that he suggests that I like and that I saw, I'm going to chime in. Just as if he sees anything that I've suggested and oh yeah, I like that show. All right, so get us started.
Okay.
Since we're going to try and go for a half an hour.
Okay, here we go. My first for today.
No, let's do some belly bongos.
My first for today is Farscape. Yay!
Farscape.
Science fiction space opera created by Rockne S. O'Banion. And it starred Ben Browder and Claudia Black, who then went on to star in Stargate SG-1 after Richard Dean Anderson left. Stargate, Ben Browder was his replacement, and he brought Claudia Black with him. So they went from, when Farscape got canceled, they went from Farscape, without missing a beat, they went from Farscape to Stargate.
Are they a couple?
No, actually, I don't think
they ever were a couple.
I don't think they ever were a couple.
They just have on-screen chemistry, I guess.
Yeah, because they were in the show. They were a couple in Farscape. They were the love interest. But when they went to Stargate, she became the love interest for Daniel Jackson.
Oh, really?
Yes, which was very interesting considering that his wife became the doctor at Stargate at the same time.
Uh-huh.
So that must have been interesting playing that, You're kissing one woman while your real wife is behind the camera fuming. So it was 4 seasons, 88 episodes. But there were a couple of follow-up movies.
Okay.
And I wholeheartedly this was a Jim Henson production.
That's right.
So the aliens were done by
a puppeteer.
By the puppeteers. Yeah. It was beautifully done. It's a wonderful show. It really is.
It wasn't campy.
No. It might seem campy now because enough time has passed, and we're so used to CGI and it's like some shows suffer for that because, like for example, Babylon 5 at its time was amazing because of its model work. But now when you look at it, right, it seems dated because now everything is being done is CGI.
But Babylon 5 was CGI too, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it did a lot of there was a lot of model work in there also. So it looks a little. I checked it out recently. It does look a little dated in terms of visual effects. which is a shame because it's a great show and great stories and very well done. But that's what happens. You know, the technology Um, to be honest with you, I saw an episode of Next Generation the other day, and it looked a little dated.
Oh,
Also,
really?
yeah. I saw an early episode, when the first or second season, and it looked a little. It was looking a little dated. So it's a shame, but you have to forgive it. I mean, just like when you watch a black and white movie,
Yeah.
you have to forgive it.
When you know it's a set, as opposed to, High Noon, you look at it and you're like, oh my God, that's just,
Yeah.
because it's obviously a set. It's obviously, the carpentry work is just
right. It's obvious.
Yeah.
But that was the best at that time. You can't
yeah, you can't fault it.
you can't fault a movie for giving you its best at that time. So, but the thing is that although the aliens were Jim Henson, the aliens weren't portrayed campy. The aliens weren't campy.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, I recommend it.
I don't remember it very well. I know I think I only saw one season of that. So Farscape.
Right, Farscape.
Okay,
that's my recommendation.
Okay, well, good call. All right, so now I'm gonna start off with, we were criticized because we don't address the young adult audience, for young watchers. So I'm gonna start us off with Victorious. This is a Nickelodeon show. It lasted 3 seasons. I watched this with my kids, my stepdaughters and my sons, and it's a young adult sitcom, youth family. This is like Glee for younger viewers. All right. So the main actress was Victoria Justice. This went on for 3 seasons, 57 episodes. Leon Thomas, Matt Bennett, Ariana Grande. All right. So Tori Vega. This is what the story is for those that have never heard about this show. Again, it was a Nickelodeon show, so it's kids. So for the most part, if you're an adult that doesn't have children or have older children, they may never have heard of it. Tori Vega has been invited to attend Hollywood Arts, a high school that is for performing arts. There's singing, there's dancing, there's a lot of carrying on. This is our Dan Schneider show. So for those of you that are Dan Schneider fans, if you don't recall from Head of the Class, he was the pudgiest kid in Head of the Class. And some of the shows that he created were like iCarly, Drake and Josh, 7, Zoe 101, and The Amanda Show. So if you are a fan of any of those shows, Victorious.
I love The Amanda Show.
Yeah, so Victorious, it is a must watch. And it's only 57 episodes, but fun. Sometimes they dealt with serious issues, but mostly it was a sitcom. And it was a singing and dancing sitcom, so you'll be entertained. So that would be one of the shows that I would recommend. The first one that I would recommend, a young adult sitcom.
Yay! Victorious. All right. Okay, my second recommendation for today is a show called Pensacola. It's an action-adventure military drama. Takes place in Pensacola, is an actual Marine base in Florida. Yeah. It stars James Brolin.
Wow.
And Rodney Rowland, who also starred in Space Above and Beyond, the show that was done by the people who did X-Files. People did X-Files, did Space Above and Beyond. Rodney Rowland was a star there, and he stars in this show with James Brolin. It's 3 seasons, 66 episodes. It's a good show. James Brolin is the commanding officer of a squadron of Sea Dragons. He's training them. So basically, they're supposed to be like SEALs in the air.
Mm.
So they're not only being trained as fighter pilots, but as ground troops as well.
Mm.
And it's it's a drama. It's who's dating who, and that girl turned out to be the commanding officer's daughter, and and it's all that. Also dealing with kidnappings and terrorists, and all that fun stuff. That you want from a military drama. All that fun stuff. I really enjoyed the show, and so I'm recommending it. Pensacola.
Okay, and so it's kind of like has that soap opera feel too. As far as the who's sleeping with who.
Like
my wife is sleeping with this guy.
You ever watch what's that show? The one that NCIS is a spinoff from.
And I know exactly what you're talking about.
Sort of like that. The Unit, the Unit was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Was a show like that. Also, it's a military drama. You have all this action, but you have all this soap opera, this drama going on behind the scenes, and who's sleeping with who.
Yeah, my wife is sleeping with that guy, and that guy's wife is sleeping with me.
Yeah, so it's got. If you like that stuff, which I happen to like that stuff.
Oh, okay. So you like the soap opera stuff?
Yeah, if you happen to like that, they got caught.
Action mixed with General Hospital.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I was always a fan of General Hospital because it had action.
They had those.
There, So I recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime, Pensacola.
Yeah, cool. So in that kind of vein, I'm gonna go with another. This is more a young adult kind of show called Quantico. I totally recommend this show because of the fact 3 seasons it lasted. It's a crime drama with the soap opera feel. Alex Parrish is the main character, played by Priyanka Chopra. Oh my God. Wow. She's beautiful. All right. Ethnic, which, is great to see on television. You have Joanna Brady, or Brady, because it's Brady, but with an extra D. So that might be Brady that she pronounces it. But I think she'd prefer Brady. Well, I would prefer Brady. Jake McLaughlin, another attractive. Yasmin Al-Masri, Blair Underwood, and Anjanou Ellis. All right, now, so you have a ton of attractive people that I resent, because even when I was young, I was never that attractive.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true.
But, so these gorgeous people, all of them trying out for FBI training. Each episode is generally told in concurrent timelines.
That's where the academy is.
Yeah, that's Quantico. The FBI Academy. And so basically what they do is they start the show in the flashback, showing them in training, and then it flashes forward to the situation where they're actually using some of that training that they learned in Quantico. All right? And, along with, you have espionage, so of course there are traitors in the midst and all of that. So it's an intriguing show. Shows you some of the stuff that they have to go through psychologically as well as physically. Yeah, so all of these people are physical specimens, but sometimes the psychological training that they have to undergo kind of messes with them. All right? So this is absolutely, I would recommend the show. Again, it's only 3 seasons, but each episode is 45 minutes. So you're talking about a good 70 episodes. All right? So, so something that you could binge. Beautiful people. Great storytelling. There's nothing that I can complain about. The stories, do they sometimes act a little more fictitious? You're like, I don't know if that would happen. You know what? I believe in comic books, so I'm good with it.
Who would have thought we'd be in the middle of a pandemic?
I know, right? We thought that was going to be fiction.
I feel like I'm in the middle of a bad sci-fi movie and I can't walk out the theater.
Yeah. All right, so Quantico.
Yay, Quantico!
Okay, so both of those are out of my genres, but you know what? Like them.
Okay, my next is well within our genres. Mine is Heroes.
Oh, I loved Heroes.
Heroes.
Yes.
Love that show. Love that show.
How many seasons? 3 seasons?
4.
4 seasons.
4 seasons.
I think I only saw 3 seasons, so...
It's a serial. It's described as a serial drama, science fiction, superhero, psychological thriller.
Loved
And
Heroes.
you know what? That is accurate.
It does mess with you.
It is accurate. The stars are host. The two that I named is the two that no, I put Zachary Quinto.
Okay, gotta love him.
Quinto,
yeah.
And Masi Oka.
Oh, I like him too.
Yeah.
But then there's Zachary.
No, that was
Panettiere.
a whole bunch. Yeah.
Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
Just
a slew.
yes, a slew of guys.
A slew.
Yeah.
If you look it up, the list goes down.
And familiar names too.
Yes. It's a
good show.
I only went with those two because of the other stuff that they've gone on to do after Heroes. But it is by no means am I saying that the show is just the two of them. It is a slew. It's an ensemble cast. It is a slew of outstanding actors and performers.
Yeah, people beginning to learn about that they have superpowers.
Yes, right? Yes. I forgot the guy's name, but the kid that played Sylvester Stallone's son in the Rocky, the his grown up son in the Rocky movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that learns that he can fly. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I forgot him too.
Yeah, but the point is that
this is a show. This is a good show.
Oh my God, this was a show. 4 seasons, 77 episodes.
That's a good amount of episodes.
That's what you can binge on that.
Yes.
You can binge on that.
That is awesome.
And I think both of us would recommend it.
Strongly recommend. All right. So now going a little more to my genres from the stuff that we've been talking about, although that one strongly qualifies. iZombie. iZombie. And you know I'm a zombie man. Absolutely love that, apocalyptic storyline. This is a 5 seasons show. Horror, drama, humor. All right, in that order. All right, so there's some gory stuff. There's some silly stuff. This is riffing on the fact that zombies love to eat brains. So, and this was a graphic novel.
Which is why you never find zombies in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Bad the beard. All right, the main character's name is Olivia Moore. They shorten it, of course, to Live More. Rose, played by Rose McIver, pretty girl. Malcolm Goodwin is in this. He's a great character. He's the serious part. He's the detective. Raul Coley and Ali Mishalka. Supermodel, gorgeous. All right. Zombie works at a morgue to get access to brains. She's eating the brains and temporarily gets their memories and their characteristics. So, if you have the rich woman who is snooty, then all of a sudden she becomes she's very snooty and she's like blowing smoke in people's faces because she's wealthy and she can't she could. And then in another episode, she's the athletic runner that gets up at 5 o'clock and is the peppy person, and always talking like, oh, you could lose a couple of pounds if you just ran with me. Let's run together. I ran already 3 miles this morning, but I still have my 2 miles to do in the evening. Why don't you come? It's like, oh my God. And, and then you see her later on and she's like, yeah, it's like, it's totally one of those funny shows, but, it has its serious parts too. It has the gore sometimes that you're like, ooh, what the hell? Yeah, and and there's some dramatic moments as well that are serious and mournful and quiet. So yeah, I highly recommend this show because I love zombies, and it's just off kilter enough. It's weird enough that you're like, I could dig this show. All right, so that's it for iZombie. Woohoo! Okay.
Yay! Okay. My next recommendation is Eureka. Eureka is a science fiction comedy drama.
I thought that was a short show.
No, it's actually on 5 seasons.
Wow.
That was on 5 seasons.
Wow. Was it sci-fi?
Yeah, it was a sci-fi channel. Basically, it's the U.S. government has taken, not recently, has for years, has put all of its brainiacs in one town, a town called Eureka. So what you have here is a town that's filled with inventive geniuses. You want to know where Velcro came from?
And it's not in Puerto Rico.
And it's not in Puerto Rico. Do you want to know where Velcro came from? Velcro came from Eureka. Now, the premise of the show is enter this guy, played by Colin Ferguson, who is an ordinary guy, a lawman, a police officer
who's not a genius.
Who enters this town, winds up fixing a problem, and gets hired as the sheriff. So now this non-genius is now the sheriff of this town, full of geniuses, and is now the town's #1 problem solver. Because every time somebody comes up with an invention or a discovery or something that is going to destroy the planet, he's got to figure out how to save it. It was a great show. I loved it. Colin Ferguson. This was a show that would have fallen flat on his face with the wrong person playing the
lead.
Sheriff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's because it makes it because of his charm. His charm sets the tone for the entire series for all the 5 years. He brings with him his daughter, a problem child, who they discover is a genius in her own right.
Usually that's the case.
And she didn't even realize it. He didn't realize it. So she fits right in. Meanwhile, he remains the sticking out like a sore thumb. Mm-hmm. Great show. I wholeheartedly recommend it. Eureka.
Awesome. Yes. Good choice. All right. I'm going to pop out of our genres again to go to Cheers. Cheers is on Netflix, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheers.
This was 11 seasons. This show lasted a while. Comedy classic, in my opinion. You had Ted Danson. You had Shelley Long. You had Rhea Perlman, George Wendt, Woody Harrelson. Listen, a great cast with some really standout performances with some silliness. Rhea Perlman, I just think about looking at her and I just laugh, just because. All right, I would say the story's about Sam Malone, who is an ex-baseball player, who owns a bar, and he's crushing on his newest waitress, and she's a wealthy ne'er-do-well, So, and it goes on from there. But basically, it's that whole thing of these bar regulars that they come into and they're just
it's one of those sitcoms in which the setting is the job.
Yep.
It's the place of work.
And they sit a lot. All right, so 11 seasons, comedy classic, funny show.
Don't forget, Frasier was a spin-off of this show.
A couple of spin-offs of the show, yeah. But Frasier, absolutely.
Frasier was a spin-off of the show. And the show survived certain cast members leaving.
The leads some leads left, and they still
survived, yes.
So really, I would recommend a watch, and if, some people, it's like, I watch the show all the time. But yeah, nobody watched it religious. I mean, I can't imagine never missing one episode. So yeah, now you've got them all. All right, so this is Cheers!
Cheers!
Where everybody knows your name. Gotta love that theme song.
All right, moving right along. Actually, perhaps we should stop here.
You want to stop here?
Yeah, look at the time.
I know we still have about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So we could goof off for them.
Let me see if I could do
a quick one.
A quick one. Do I have anything left? I suppose I could.
Just do something quick.
Okay, a burn notice. If you're into secret agents, great show. Was on for 7 seasons.
Unbelievable.
7 seasons. The star was Jeffrey Donovan, which you may not recognize the name, but when you see him,
you'll know his face.
And his sidekick was Bruce Campbell. Ash.
Everybody knows.
And Gabriel Anwar. They were the trio.
And
the basic premise of the show is that Jeffrey Donovan's character is a secret agent that gets burned, which means he loses everything. He loses his credit cards. He loses his credit history. He loses his money. He loses everything. He gets dumped in Florida. Cannot leave Miami. Right? So now he's got no job, no visible means of support, and cannot leave the city. So basically, he starts taking on any job that he can take, as like a mercenary, soldier of fortune, private eye, whatever. And while at the same time, the subplot is he spends 7 years figuring out who burned him and why. Okay, and his sidekicks are Gabriel Anwar, who starts out as a gun runner, right? And Bruce Campbell. So a great show. Mm-hmm. If you're into secret agent stuff like I am, great show, action, adventure. It does have subplots. It does have one of the continuing characters is, believe it or not, is the hero's mother, who happens to live in Miami, right? He also has a ne'er-do-well younger brother who he keeps having to get out of scrapes. And it's well, look, it was on 7 seasons. What does that tell you?
It's a long time.
Yeah, obviously the show was doing something right. So I wholeheartedly recommend it. Burn Notice, Jeffrey Donovan.
Okay, excellent. All right, and as we're approaching our cutoff point, we'll leave it here. As always, we hope that you're doing well. Stay healthy, please.
Stay put.
Stay home. Stay home.
Be a couch
patriot.
Okay, be a couch patriot. Okay, stay home.
Yeah, keep us all healthy.
All healthy, all safe.
Yeah, so definitely watch these. Our recommendations. We're gonna keep going into the Maelstrom until we, exhaust all of our recommendations.
All of our possibilities. Well, we touched the surface. I still got more.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay.
I think I have like 16 more.
So,
So yeah, definitely there's enough to go around. All right, so I am Louis Matos. I am the mustache.
I'm Junior Figueroa. I am the beard.
I want to say see you later.
Hasta la vista.
Take it easy.
Be safe. Peace.
Thank you.